Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, we'll start in a few minutes' time. Let's give our brothers and sisters a few minutes um, to go in Zoom. Hmm. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before we start, can I ask whether my audio can be heard clearly? Um, Please assist by commenting on the chat box. Thank you. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Audio good. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, brothers and sisters. Let's start our session, our second session of Umrah course with Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome once again to our online Umrah class. Before we proceed, here are some updates. Firstly, we have uploaded our course video from session 1 on YouTube. So you can please search my YouTube channel, Yusuf Abdul Rahim, for the video. Should you have any questions that require further explanation, you can text me personally at 84841575. The number is 84841575. Inshallah, I will try my best to attend to your questions. Secondly, tonight's course and the week after will also be recorded for your revision. We'll send Brother Razali a link for you all to access the video, inshallah. So let me check again whether this video is recorded. Yes, it is recorded. So without further ado, let's start our class with a bit of a summary from last week's session. Number one, we talked about the definition of Umrah. And an important aspect of the definition is the principles of Umrah, in which if you complete them, therefore your Umrah is fulfilled. What are they? They are, number one, making intention of Ihram and to be in the state of Ihram. That's number one. Second, Tawaf. Third, Saie. And fourth, Tahallul, shaving of the head and cutting of the hair. We also touch on number two, we also touch on scholarly opinions between Umrah as an act that's obligatory and Umrah as an act that's recommended, and references from the Quran for the opinions. Number three, we address the number and occasion of Prophet's Umrah. For example, Prophet ﷺ performed 4 Umrah in his lifetime. That's more popularly known as Umrah from Hudaybiyah, in commemoration of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah or the Agreement of Hudaybiyah. Umrah, and that's number one. Umrah from the year after. Umrah from Ji'rana, where he dispersed war booties of Hunain. And Umrah that he performed with his Hajj. Number four, we also discuss lessons from Umrah. And number five, requirements that made Umrah obligatory upon a person. Number six, the ruling of performing Umrah for others, whether you're performing for a deceased person or you're performing for someone who is ill and has no hope of recovery. Number seven, etiquettes of traveling for Umrah. And lastly, the procedure of Salah during traveling. So that covers everything in our first session. So in these sessions, 4 topics will be covered. Number one, principles of Umrah, which is Ihram, Tawaf, Sa'i, and Tahallul, and matters relating to these subjects, such as the meaning, the observances that include recommended acts, Sunnah. And we will discuss this topic based on the context of 2 types of packages or 2 types of journey, which is traveling to Makkah then Medina or Medina then Makkah. So can someone give me a good guess, the 4 principles of Umrah again? Perhaps we can give about 15 seconds to type in the chat box, or you can use your mic for a hassle-free and a quick answer. Bismillah. 4 principles of Umrah. What are they? I'll give you a head start. Number 1, making intention for Umrah and to be in the state of Ihram. That's number 1. What about number 2, 3, and 4? Okay, we have an answer here. Niat Tawaf, niat for Ihram, yeah, niat for Umrah, yes, to be in the state of Ihram, Tawaf, Sa'i, Tahallul. That's good. Yes, Tawaf, Sa'i, Tahallul, and also niat, yeah, for the first one. Yes, I mentioned Tawaf in the first one. So yes, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sister Murni, Brother Luqman, and also Sister Khadijah. Thank you very much. So these are the main principles of Umrah. If you complete everything, that means you get one Umrah for yourself. So inshallah, let's proceed. So once again, these are four main principles of Umrah. Anyone who completes them, therefore he or she has accomplished an Umrah. Second discussion, Ihram and issues relating to it. So remember, Ihram here is not referring to white cloth that is worn by men or used by men during Umrah. While a white cloth that's not sewn or merged is part of the process of Ihram, specifically it is this here refer to an act of making intention for Umrah in Miqat, an act of making intention for Umrah in Miqat, and to be in the state of Ihram, where prohibitions has to be refrained and abstained. Okay, so specifically, it is an act of making intention for Umrah in Miqat and to be in the state of Ihram, where prohibition has to be refrained. Inshallah, later in the next few slides, we will discuss what are the prohibitions of Ihram. So let's get into the meaning of Ihram first. The meaning can be simplified as an intention to perform Umrah, making intention to perform Umrah. So when you make intention, it means you automatically be in the state of Ihram. And it also means prohibitions of Ihram has to be abstained. Two types of Umrah packages or journey. So remember, we will go through the principles of Umrah, the four principles of Umrah based on the context of these two types of journey. So can anyone give me a quick answer? What are the two types of journey or packages? Feel free to comment in the chat box. What are the two types of journey or packages that we will discuss? Number one. Number one, I'll give you number one. Number one is uh, you're going to Medina. Okay, we have an answer here. Yes, okay, thank you very much. Medina, then Makkah, and Makkah, then Medina. Good. Makkah, Medina, or Medina, Makkah. Yes, thank you very much. So we are discussing the principles of Umrah based on this context. Yeah. Slide number 8. Traveling to Medina and then Makkah. Number 2, traveling to Makkah and then Medina. So generally, Medina is not as busy as Makkah. So you'll get, in my experience, you'll get to pray at the Prophet's Mosque comfortably, especially for first timer. Yeah, you'll get to pray at the Prophet's Mosque comfortably, visit the Prophet, visit the Rauda, visit Masjid Quba, visit Quba. There's also Museum of Masjid Nabawi and museum that talks about Seerah of the Prophet SAW. You'll only start to perform the main requirements of Umrah on your last day in Medina, whereas the latter, which is to Makkah first, is more compact. I would say because once you arrive Makkah, usually you immediately perform Umrah. Makkah is much crowded and busier. I usually say the challenge to perform all daily prayers in Masjid al-Haram is far greater, so you have to plan your day and also get updated of the programs. So let's get into sunnah actions that you can perform before making intention. Number one, these are sunnah that you can perform before you perform the main principles of Umrah. So number one, to take a bath and apply fragrances. Sayyidatina Aisha said, which means once I applied the best fragrances on the Prophet's body. This is during Umrah and Hajj. Once I applied the best fragrances on the Prophet's body to the extent I found its scent on his head and beard. Rawahul Bukhari. So brothers and sisters, you're encouraged to take a bath and apply the best fragrances that you have. So you can bring the best fragrances or you can purchase in Medina. I think Medina and Makkah has one of the best oud fragrances and you can use it before you make intention of ihram. Important to use it, to apply it before you make intention of ihram. Because if you apply after you make intention, then you have to pay dam, or rather known as fine fine for in Umrah. So the first sunnah is to take a bath and apply fragrances. Does this apply for women with menstruation or in their monthly cycle, bathing and applying fragrances? The sunnah bathe and applying fragrances, yes or no? What do you think? Does this apply for women with menstruation? While women who are in their monthly cycle have to delay their umrah until they are purified or until their last day, the question here is, are they able to implement the sunnah, which is to take a bath and apply fragrances while in their menstruation? Permissible or not? B. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for your answer. Anyone else? We'll give you all 10 seconds. A. Okay. All right. So some say A, some say B. I see another A. Okay. Thank you for trying. So the answer is yes, this does apply for women with menstruation or in their monthly cycle. So they can take a bath, sunnah ihram bath. The intention is sunnah ihram bath, and they can apply fragrances as well. So yes, it is permissible. Yeah, it is permissible. So two types of Umrah packages to take a bath and apply bathing and applying fragrances. Traveling to Medina and then Mecca. This action is performed in Medina before traveling to Mecca. And while you are traveling to Mecca, when you are traveling to Mecca and then to Medina, this is done at home before going to the airport. So in summary, so we talk about observing the sunnah, bathing and applying fragrances. So once again, if you're in Medina, on the day before you depart to Mecca, you're in Medina and you want to depart to Mecca, you can already practice the sunnah on that day itself. But for anyone who travels to Mecca, you can take a bath and apply fragrances before you go to the airport, or you can do this anytime before you make intention in the airplane. If you have the time and space, that is. Okay, so you can, this bath is called Sunnah Ihram bath. Sunnah Ihram bath. Second sunnah that you can do for men, to wear white ihram cloth and sandal for men. You are to observe the state of ihram with donning a piece of cloth around the waist and another on the body with a pair of sandal. So here's a question that you can respond to. Can you wear other color beside white? What do you think? Someone say yes. Another say no. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, good. Keep up the engagement. Yes. Um, no. Okay. So here's the answer. Can you wear other color beside the white? Yes, that's permissible. But you're not practicing the sunnah of the Prophet SAW. Okay. And furthermore, it'll be awkward because every man that you can see perform Umrah wear white. So you can wear other colors as well if you want to, but it'll be strange. It'll be strange. But it is not your Umrah is not invalidated. Your Tawaf, the whole Umrah is not invalidated. No problem. But the Sunnah is to wear white. Okay. So two types of Umrah packages again, Ihram cloth and sandal for men, traveling to Medina and then to Mecca. This action is performed in Medina before traveling to Mecca. Traveling to Mecca and then to Medina. This is done at home before going to the airport. So from Medina, before you depart to Mecca, for men, you can start to put on your white ihram cloth. If not, you should wear your ihram anytime before you make intention to perform Umrah. Can be in the airplane, but you don't want things to be difficult, so you should wear at least one piece. Those who travel from Makkah, on the other hand, can put on the cloth from home because usually you'll make intention inside airplane before crossing Miqat. So normally airplane crew will announce when to make intention, usually half an hour before reaching Miqat. And because we're in a fast-paced transportation, therefore it is permissible to make intention as soon as you get the announcement. Although you will reach the Miqat in half an hour's time because we are in a fast-paced transportation, and that's why it is permissible to make intention immediately. Same goes to speed train. When you are in a speed train and when the train moves, you can start to make intention, or you can choose to wait for the announcement from the crew. Um, your choice. Okay. Slide 16. Performing ihram. This is another sunnah that you can perform. Sunnah that you can perform to perform 2 raka'ah prayer. Sunnah ihram prayer. Sunnah ihram prayer. We talk about Sunnah ihram bath. This is Sunnah ihram prayer. So the third sunnah that you can do is to perform 2 raka'ah prayer. The Prophet SAW performed salah 2 raka'ah in Zulhulaifa, and then ihram, meaning and then he made intention to be in the state of ihram. Zulhulaifa is one of the 5 locations that is set by the Prophet SAW for to make intention. In a while, inshallah, I'll show what are the 5 locations. Does 2 rakat sunnah prayer applies for women in menstruation? How about that? What do you think? I believe this is a very easy answer. But let's try to engage. No, no, no. Yes, correct. Good. Right. Okay, thank you. So brothers and sisters, this action does not apply for women in menstruation. And of course, we know that it is not permissible to perform salah for women in their monthly cycle, and also to perform tawaf, except for some situation which we will discuss later, inshallah. So in the context of these two journey, we talk about two rakaat ihram, right? Traveling to Medina and then Mecca. This action, which means the two rakaat prayer, is performed in Medina before departing to Mecca. Number two, when you're traveling to Mecca and then to Medina, this is done while in the airplane before crossing Miqat. Or you can pray at your home, at the comfort of your home before going to Singapore Changi Airport. You can pray Sunnah Ihram at your home if you are going to Makkah straight. Okay, so in summary, once again, based on these two types of journey, if you are going straight to Medina first, then you'll pray 2 rakaat Sunnah Ihram. You can pray at Masjid Nabawi or at Masjid Zul Hulaifah, the nearest miqat in Medina, also known as Masjid Abyar Ali. Um, Traveling straight to Makkah, on the other hand, permits you to pray Sunnah Ihram at your home or at Changi Airport, Singapore Changi Airport, or in the airplane anytime before you make intention or before crossing the miqat. Okay, yes, you can choose to perform Salah, 2 rakaat Sunnah Ihram in the airplane. But best if you can ensure every rukun is met. You can stand, you can ruku, you can sujud, you can perform the normal way to Salat. If that cannot be done, then you can perform Sunnah Ihram while seated. Okay. The intention of Umrah. Now let's get into the first principle of Umrah, which is making intention. This is the main requirement, main principle. So we talk about earlier we talked about Sunnah. Now the wajib, the requirement, the conditions. Now let's get into the first principles of Umrah, which is making intention for Umrah and to be in the state of Ihram, where you should avoid its prohibition. Phrases of intention. Let's get into the phrases of intention. So you can instill intention in your heart, labbaika umratan in Arabic, or if you're comfortable in any language, you can also use English. I'm answering your call by performing my Umrah. That's the translation of labbaika umratan. Another phrase of intention is nawaitul umrata wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala. I make my intention to perform Umrah and to be in a state of Ihram for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let me ask you the question. Which one is easier for you? The first one, the former or the latter? Labbaika umratan or nawaitul umrata wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala. Some may say labbaika umratan, Ustaz, because labbaika is the same as labbaik Allahumma labbaik, the talbiyah, right? Or perhaps this is much shorter. That's why you can memorize easier. Some may say nawaitul umrata wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala, although this is longer, but it reminds me of nawaitu sawma ghadin an adai fadi syahri ramadana hazi sanati lillahi ta'ala. The intention that we make during fasting. So share with us, which one would you choose? Which one would you choose first? Okay. How about others? First. Yes. Okay. Let's give 5 more seconds or 10 more seconds. Feel free to share. So that I can know better. B. Okay. So some say B, although it's a bit longer. Nawaitul umrata wa haramtu biha lillahi ta'ala. That's interesting. Thank you. First. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. You are free to choose which phrases that is to your liking, the first or the second. Is it now another question. Is it permissible for women in menstruation or in their monthly cycle to make intention yet? What do you think? Yes or no? Chat box. Yes. So you will say yes. Um, so far 3 said yes. Is it permissible for women in menstruation to make intention or women in their monthly cycle to make intention? Yes, 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 yes. Conditional intention. We'll go there, inshallah. We'll go there. So a sister is stating about setting condition. What is setting condition? Do you want to know? Inshallah, we'll go there. But first, is it permissible? Let me answer this question. Is it permissible for women in menstruation to make intention? The answer is yes, of course. Women who are still in their monthly cycle are allowed, in fact, encouraged to make their intention. They are also encouraged to set condition, as Sister Surya mentioned, set condition in their intention. And by condition, it means if their menstruation cycle prolongs until their last day in Makkah, therefore, they are allowed to perform Tahallul, which is cutting of the hair, and they will get one Umrah. That's one way how women in their monthly cycle manage their Umrah. Okay, so that's what it means by setting condition in your intention. Should you face any obstruction? Should you face any obstruction, in this case, your monthly cycle, therefore, you have to wait, and you still have to abstain from the prohibitions of ihram. And in your last day, you can perform tahallul. You can cut your hair, and you will get one umrah. You'll get one umrah. Some some may say, well, but Ustaz, we cannot do our umrah. But you wouldn't know if your umrah is accepted or not. Maybe your umrah is better than others, right? Your weight is also a reward that you can achieve. Yeah. Okay. But more importantly, over there, I think is redha, is that you leave it to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. What Allah wants to do, it's up to Him. You know? But there are ways to manage umrah specifically for women in their monthly cycle, which we'll discuss further, inshallah. Don't worry about it. Slide 24. Do children make intention for umrah? If you're okay, hold on. Is there a question? So there's a question here. I thought when you are in menses, you cannot do umrah. Okay, there are ways to manage this. Yes, I understand. There are ways to manage this, which inshallah we'll discuss in our further in our next slide, next few slides. Inshallah, don't worry. So we actually mentioned one of them. One way how to manage your monthly cycle. So for women, specifically women, you are encouraged to set condition in your niyat. Okay, so that I won't confuse you all. Inshallah, in the next few slides, we will talk about setting conditions, and then later, please remind me if I forget about talking about women in their monthly cycle. Do children make intention for umrah or niyat? Children who are mumayyiz but have not reached puberty. Who are mumayyiz? Children who can follow instruction. Yeah, children who can follow instruction. Parents who want their children to perform umrah need to teach their children steps to make intention. They can follow instruction. They are like an adult. They can walk. They have the capability to perform Umrah, to perform Tawaf, to perform Saie as well. So parents have to teach your children to perform Umrah, step to perform Umrah. Yeah, if they can follow instruction and have the capability. Number two, children who have not reached level of Mumayyiz. Parents who want their child or children to perform Umrah need to make intention for their children. For example, I make the intention of Umrah for my children, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So while you are doing your Umrah, while you are doing your Tawaf, while you're doing your Sa'i, you carry your child. On that one go, you and your child are performing Umrah. Okay. So Ibn Abbas said a woman was carrying a child and asked the Prophet, "O Rasulullah, does this child receive Hajj?" Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Yes, and for you too, it's reward." Okay, so now talking about intention, traveling to Medina and then Makkah. This action is performed while in the city of Medina before departing to Makkah. There's one location, Miqat in Medina, near Medina. So you make intention over there before departing to Makkah. Traveling to Makkah and then Medina, this is done before reaching the Miqat in the airplane. Okay. So in summary, based on these two journey, to Medina or Makkah first, if you're from Medina, you will set your Umrah intention in Zulhulaifa, also known as Abyar Ali, also known as Masjid Shajarah. Three names. Okay, so Zulhulaifa, Abyar Ali, or Masjid Shajarah. The only difference between those who take bus and speed train is that for bus, you're able to alight from Zulhulaifa and proceed to a mosque nearby. Pray 2 raka'ah sunnah ihram and make your intention. By speed train, on the other hand, intention is made either when the train moves or when the crew announce miqat. There are two ways. Okay, there are two ways. When you are seated, as soon as the train moves, you can start to set your intention, or you wait for the announcement. So if you're going to Makkah first, then intention is made when crew announce miqat, usually half an hour before reaching miqat. But you can immediately make your intention because you are in a fast-paced transportation and you want to avoid crossing miqat without making intention. Because when you do not make intention at miqat and then you reach Mecca, you have to go back to one of the miqat, and pay fine. So it is important to keep track of where you at. I believe, inshallah, the officers and the crew will definitely announce the miqat at least half an hour or an hour before reaching the miqat. So remember, don't worry. Although you have not reached the miqat, but you can start to make intention half an hour before reaching the miqat because you're in a fast-paced transportation. Okay, now setting condition. Sister Khadija, I believe, talks about setting conditions for women in their monthly cycle. Now let's talk about what is setting condition. When we make niyat, either you choose to say labbaika umratan or nawaitul umrata wa haramtu biha lillahi ta'ala, please also say this phrase. I make in the second half, Allahumma in habasani habisun famahilli haisu habastani. Allahumma in habasani habisun famahalli haisu habastani. So you have the first half of the niyat, you say labbaika umratan. Okay. The second half of the phrase, you will say Allahumma in habasani habisun famahilli haisu habastani. Or if you choose nawaitul umrata wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala, then you add Allahumma in habasani habisun famahilli haisu habastani. I make my intention for Umrah and to be in the state of Ihram, and also with a condition if I'm obstructed to perform my Umrah, therefore I will do my Tahallul. I will straight away cut my hair in the last day of in my last day in Mecca. Okay. So remember, you can set conditions in your intention. Why do we set condition in our intention? To complete our Umrah when there's obstructions. This could be in a form of poor health as well. Women's monthly cycle, closing of border, for example, or viruses, or any method that could be an obstruction to perform Umrah. Okay, so for women it is encouraged. For men, optional. So remember, this is the phrase. Allahumma in habasini habisun famahilli haisu habastani. Now, if you have any question, please feel free to comment on the chat box regarding what we mentioned earlier. Is it recommended? Sorry, can you elaborate further? What is this recommended? Who is recommended? Are you referring to women in to have this niyat? It is recommended for women to have this niyat. Yes, because you wouldn't know if you are in the state of monthly cycle, in the state of head or menstruation. So let's say you're not in the state of monthly cycle. Then you make this niyat. And when you reach Makkah, for example, and suddenly you find that you're in state of head, right? So rather than going to Tan'im or going to the Mikot for the second time, then you just have to wait for your monthly cycle to end, and then you can proceed to do your you can proceed to take a bath and proceed to do your tawaf. So this is recommended for women in their monthly cycle. It is optional for men. If they want, they can do. If they don't want, then that's okay. Talking about obstruction unseen, then would be recommended to have this. May I know what do you mean by unseen obstruction? Unseen. May I know what do you mean by that? Yes, for men it is okay. It is optional. You can choose to set this condition. You will hear some lecturers say that men are not recommended, but this is a debate. This is contested between scholars. So don't worry about this. There are also scholars who says it is optional for men. It is okay to set this condition because you wouldn't know if you would fall sick or if there's any obstruction ahead. Let me try to answer your question one by one, yeah? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me answer. Ustaz mentioned about being sick due to virus infection. Okay. Yes. Of that is also included in obstruction. So if you feel sick, for example, you faced with COVID and you feel that you cannot perform Umrah, you feel that if you're outside with the masses, you can pose a sort of danger, or you are weak, for example, that's okay. That's okay. But it will also be good if you wait, and when you are better, perform Umrah as per normal. perform Umrah as per normal. But if you are sick and the sickness prolong until your last day, and because you set condition in your niyat, you can, in your last day, you can either choose to do tahallul, or you can try to do one Umrah if you're able to. This is for virus infection because you're sick, illness. You don't want to pose any infection or danger to others, or you don't want, you do not, you feel weak to perform Umrah. Okay, so I would suggest you wait for a while, wait until you are better. If if you can perform, that's good. But if you cannot, it prolongs until your last day, then you ask yourself whether you want to proceed with doing Umrah physically or you want to do Tahallul, and that's okay. Okay. Is it recommended for men to make this conditional niyat to prepare for the unforeseen? Like you said, border closing, yes. For men, it is optional. While this uh, ruling or this topic is contested by some scholars, debated by some scholars. However, there are scholars that say, yes, men is optional. For men, it's optional, no problem. So it is okay to set this niyat to prepare for the unforeseen. Like for example, border closing, no problem at all. Okay. Must niyat be said out or can it be said within in our heart? For Mazhab Shafi'i, it is sunnah to say it out loud. But more importantly, niyat means in your heart. You say it in your heart. Okay. No, hold on. Let me answer the previous question first. Musa, is this recited after Labbaika Umratan if you have hate? Yes, it is recited after that. Second half of the niyat. Labbaika Umratan, and then Allahumma fa'in habasani habisun, famahalli haisu habastani. For men to set condition, yes, optional. Talking about obstruction unseen, yes, I answered this. Okay. So any more question? No? Let me proceed. Yeah, if there's no more question on setting conditions in your niyat. So remember this, the second half of the phrase, Allahumma in habasani habisun, famahilli haisu habastani. Or you can opt out Allahumma, you can say in habasani habisun, famahilli haisu habastani. Also can. Also can. Okay, remember, once again, labbaika umratan, in habasani habisun, famahilli haisu habastani. Or nawaitul umrata wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala, in habasani habisun, famahilli haisu habastani. Is that okay? Okay. 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 What do we do after we make intention? We recite talbiyah. To recite and repeat talbiyah. This is the talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. Let me repeat this a little time. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. Okay. So this is what we call talbiyah. Talbiyah. So you can start to recite talbiyah after you make intention, and it prolongs your talbiyah. You can prolong your talbiyah until before making intention for tawaf. Remember, you can prolong your talbiyah until before making intention for tawaf, because the next thing is tawaf. The next principle is tawaf. The meaning is, I am fulfilling your call, O Allah. Here I am. There is no partner with you. Indeed, all praises be to you, and all blessings are from you. You are the owner of the kingdom. There is no partner with you. Next question. Can women who are in their monthly cycle, menstruation, perform talbiyah? What do you think? Let's get engaged. Yes. Okay. So far, everybody say yes. Are you sure? Okay, 5 more seconds. Okay. Thank you for your participation. So the answer is yes. Women in their monthly cycle can perform talbiyah. No problem. Okay, now, next. So remember, we are discussing in the context of two Umrah journey or two Umrah packages. So from Madinah, Madinah, Talbiyah is recited after you make intention in Zul Hulaifa, because the nearest miqat from Madinah is Zul Hulaifa. Where else? To Makkah, Talbiyah can be recited in the airplane after making intention. After they announce for you to make intention, you make intention first. After you cross the miqat, then you immediately recite Talbiyah until before you make intention for Tawaf. Some ulama permits us to say the Talbiyah when you want to do Tawaf. You can also proceed with talbiyah during tawaf. You can say labbaik Allahumma labbaik. But there are some recommended phrases or dua that you can read, which inshallah we'll discuss later. Miqat. Okay, that's a question, I think. Um, Ustaz, there is participant Fir and Jan kept answering your question to me directly. Oh, sorry, I have informed them. Okay, brothers and sisters, if you wanna um, send message in the chat box, please direct your message to everyone. Direct your message to everyone or to me personally. Okay, not to anyone here. Either to everyone or to me personally. Okay. Thank you very much. Miqat. Let's talk about Miqat. When you go into some research on some readings about Miqat, Miqat is more popularly understood as locations, not time, but locations, or places to make intentions set by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you have to go to Miqat to make intention. You cannot make intention in the land of haram. You need to go to the land of halal. the land of halal. So ulama divide the city of Makkah into two parts. One is the land of haram, and another is the land of halal. Land of halal. Of course, there's no term in the hadith or Quran that says land of halal. Ulama just want to differentiate between halal and haram. But haram, land of haram, there are things that you cannot do. That there are prohibitions. But when we talk about miqat, miqat is in the land of halal. So I mentioned miqat is more popularly understood as locations or places to make intention set by Prophet Muhammad SAW. It can also be referred to miqat of time. We are talking about this now, which means the month of Hajj. Which means the months of Hajj. Shawwal, Zulqaidah, Zulhijjah. For Umrah is throughout the year. This is miqat linked to time. Okay, referring to the month that you can perform Hajj, whereas Umrah is throughout the year. Why? While the main principle of the main ritual of Hajj in Zulhijjah, starting 8th of Zulhijjah, but you can already perform Haji Tamattu. Haji Tamattu means leisure Haji, means starting first Shawwal, you can go to Makkah, you can make intention to perform Tamattu Hajj, leisure Hajj, which means you can perform Umrah as much as you want while waiting for the month of Zulhijjah. That is Haji Tamattu. So you will notice some people they will go Makkah very early. Some 1 month, some 2 months, just to leisurely, leisurely perform their Umrah first, and they can be in the state of Ihram, and they can go outside the state of Ihram and can relax. Maybe they want to visit places, and they can go into the state of Ihram again and perform Umrah while waiting for Zulhijjah for Haji. So miqat, two types of miqat. When you go in depth, when you want to explore further the meaning of miqat, so two things that you must understand. Miqat refers to location. It also refers to time, the month of Hajj. So miqat, they are linked to places. This is the point of discussion. 5 locations to set your intention for Haji or Umrah. Number 1, Zul Hulaifah. Number 2, Al-Juhfa. Number 3, Qarn al-Manazil. Number 4, Yalamlam. Number 5, Zatul Irq. These are 5 locations based on hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. Got the link to places. Okay. So in a few slides forward, we'll share a map that shows location of miqat. So let's say when you want to perform your second Umrah, the nearest miqat in Mecca are these 3 locations: Ji'ranah, Hudaybiyah, and Tan'im. If you're in Mecca, for example, if you're from Medina, you will go to Zulhulaifah. If from Singapore, you go to Medina. From Medina, before you reach Mecca, you will go to Zulhulaifah. Yes. And if you go straight away to Mecca, the airplane will cross the miqat. Before you reach the miqat, you will set your niyat. Yes. Now let's talk about if, for example, you want to perform your second Umrah. You are in Mecca and you want to perform second Umrah. where is the nearest miqat that you can go? The nearest miqat from Makkah is these three miqat: Ja'ranah, Hudaybiyah, or Tan'im. Ja'ranah, Hudaybiyah, or Tan'im. Usually pilgrims will go to Tan'im. It will take around half an hour to and fro by transportation. You can choose to take taxi or you can choose to take any van. Usually they will you can see people taking van. Uh, they go to Tan'im and to and fro about half an hour. Maybe lesser than taxi lah, taking taxi. Okay. Okay, now. So notice this map. In this map, you'll see names of miqat that we mentioned earlier. We have Zul Hulaifa on top, that's nearest to Medina. Al-Madinah on top, nearest to Medina. Followed by Jofa on the left side of the map. Jofa. The one that's beside Rabil and Red Sea, Jofa. And Zatul Eric on the right side of the map, followed by Karnul Manazil and Yalamlam. So these are locations of miqat on map where pilgrims need to go to set their intention. Pilgrims can choose to go to the nearest miqat and set their intention before crossing the dotted line. So for example, people from Medina, they will go to Zul Hulaifa before and make intention before crossing the dotted line, the miqat. Al-Jofa, Al-Jofa as well, and Zatul Eric, people who come from Iraq. So from Iraq, they will go to Zatul Eric, make intention before they cross the dotted line. Karnul Manazil, usually people from Taif. I believe, inshallah, you will visit Taif while you're in Mecca. So from Taif, you will go to Karnul Manazil, make intention, and go to Mecca. Yalamlam are for people who come from Yemen. From Yemen. So from Yemen, go to Yalamlam before crossing the dotted line, make intention, and go to Mecca, and then perform Umrah or Haji. Okay, so Zul Hulaifa, let's go into this in detail. Miqat to those who come from Madinah, also known as Abyar Ali, located 450 kilometers from Mecca. Miqat to those who come from Syria, Al-Juhfa, Jordan, Hijaz, North Africa, and Egypt, located near the city of Rabil, situated 183 kilometers from Mecca. Miqat to those who come from Najat, also known as As-Sail al-Kabir, situated 75 kilometers from Mecca. Also those who come from Taif. Taif is a very popular place. The Prophet says there is a huge history in the seerah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I suggest that you get into the seerah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when Prophet visited Taif before he migrated to Medina. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam make dua for people of Taif so that their generations to be believers. And Taif is a nice place to go. And so usually people from Taif or people who visit Taif, they will go to Karnal Manazil to make intention for Umrah. So it is quite near, situated 75 kilometers from Makkah. Yalamlam, miqat to those who come from Yemen, situated 92 kilometers from Makkah. Zatu Eric, miqat to those who come from Iraq, located 94 kilometers from Makkah. So prohibitions while in the state of Ihram. What are the prohibitions that you must avoid or abstain? While you are in the state of Ihram, number one, in terms of clothing, using of clothes, you are supposed to abstain from using of clothes sewed or merged for men. covering of head or part of it, covering of face, using glove for women, these are prohibited. Number 5, applying fragrances like perfume, rose water, hair oil on the body, head and clothes. Okay, this is after you make intention. After you make intention of ihram. But if you want to do everything that is listed here before you make intention, that is allowed, no problem at all. So number 6, plucking of hair, head, body, cutting of nails. Cutting of nails. And 7, cutting down trees, plucking of plants or leaves in the land of haram. Hunting animals that are halal to eat in the land of haram and halal. Gender relation, engaging in foreplay, engaging in sexual intercourse, proposing marriage, getting married or to marry someone, nikah. These are the prohibitions of ihram. I hope you can have a copy of this and always memorize this, because once you, if for example, you intentionally, if unintentionally, it's okay. If intentionally um, do any of these, then you have to pay dam or fine. Okay. Things that we can do while in the state of ihram. Things are permissible to do when in the state of ihram. Bathing, no problem. If you want to take a break, for example, so let's say, for example, you're from Medina. So let's have a scenario. You're from Medina. You go to Zulhulaifa to make intention by bus or by speed train, and then you reach Mecca. You are too tired, or maybe your ihram clothes for men, or for women. For men or women, your clothes is dirty, or you feel lethargic and you need to take a bath. That's okay. That is permissible. No worries. So before you perform the tawaf, you take a bath, but please make sure that you don't use soap. Okay, soap that has fragrances. And using belt is permissible. You can use belt for men when you use your ihram cloth. Shielding from coldness with a jacket and cloth. You cannot wear. It is prohibited to wear, to use or wear your jacket, but you can only put on your shoulder if you are cold. Okay, you can put on your shoulder if you are cold, and that's okay, no problem. Using watch or ring, putting on earphone or spectacles. Washing of ihram. If you think your ihram has some najas or some najis, right? You wash your ihram and then you can proceed. You must wash your ihram, because you cannot do tawaf unless you wash the najis that is caught on your ihram. Using of umbrella is okay. Using and please remember, do not wash your ihram with soap, because you are still in state of ihram. So be careful of that. Using toothbrush, killing animals that are dangerous, such as snakes, scorpions. Using of oral contraceptive pill to delay menstruation. This is another way. This is another way how women in their monthly cycle manage their Umrah. There is a thing called OCP, oral contraceptive pill. It delays, it stops the blood, or it delays your menstruation. You can do that if you want to. So the answer is allowed. I should pose you a question first, but the answer yes, it is allowed. Women can use oral contraceptive pill to delay menstruation, so long as it doesn't harm the health. Therefore, you must know to what extent you can use it first, and by that I mean to what extent the duration that you can use. Because it's unnatural, it has some it may have some side effect. So it is important for you to know to what extent the duration that you can use, and if it fits the condition of your body. That's very important. Yeah. Okay. So summary of our session, first half of the session. The first principle of Umrah, ihram, traveling to Makkah and then Medina. You take a bath at home. Um, Sunnah ihram, bath at home. You can apply fragrances at home. Wearing of ihram for men at home. Performing 2 rak'ah sunnah ihram either at home or in the airplane or anytime before you make intention. Making intention at miqat in the airplane. Reciting talbiyah after crossing miqat in the airplane for those who go to Makkah first. Traveling to Medina and then Makkah. On the topic of ihram, you can take a bath in Medina on the day that you will depart to Makkah. You can apply fragrances. Also, when you take a bath in Medina in your hotel, wearing ihram for men in Medina, of course, you can wear ihram before you depart. Performing 2 rak'ah sunnah ihram prayer in Medina, you can choose to pray in Masjid Nabawi, or you can choose to pray in Zulhulaifa, Masjid Zulhulaifa, or Masjid Abyar Ali, also known as Masjid Shajarah. 3 names. Making intention for Umrah at Miqat, Medina, Zulhulaifa. Reciting talbiyah after you make intention. Usually when you board the bus or when you're taking a bus, when you board the bus, after you pray Sunnah Ihram, you make intention and then you say talbiyah. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, we have ended the first half of our session. Perhaps we can have 3 to 5 minutes break. And inshallah we'll start our second session, inshallah, yeah. Brother Azmi Naim, let me answer to your question. Can use wangian sebelum niat umrah? Yes, you can, of course. You can use wangian, you can use fragrances, you can use wood fragrances, anything that anything that you uh anything that you smell nice, no problem at all. And that is before you make niat, before you make intention for umrah. Sister Murni, can have a copy of your slide, please? Yes, of course, inshallah. I think I given a copy to Brother Razali. I'm not sure if you have received it. Um, have you received it, sister, from Brother Razali? Um, Azmi Naim, what's your question? Well, last time I was told by Ustaz tak boleh. What is tak? What are you referring to? Sister Murni, you didn't receive from Bro Razali. Okay, never mind. I will give you personally. Wangian, can you use anything before? You can use wangian before you make intention. Of course you can. Because we only enter the prohibitions after we make intention. After we make intention. No problem. For shave, for shaving of hair for men, tahallul. Can it be with electric shaver, number 0, or better with razor blade? I will answer this thoroughly in the next slide, in the next session. But let me answer this briefly. You can use electric shaver, no problem. The minimum amount, the minimum amount to shave hair is 1 inch. You see, look at your thumb, the tip of your thumb. There's a line beneath it, right? So that is the minimum length that you can that is the minimum length that you can cut. And the minimum hair that you can cut is 3 strands of hair. 3 strands of hair with a length of 1 inch, with a length from the tip of your thumb to the next to the line beneath. The line beneath. So an inch or a bit more. So minimum 3 strands, recommended more than that. And in terms of length, starting from the top of your thumb to the next line beneath. Does it apply for ladies as well? What applies for ladies? Can you elaborate? For perfume? Yes, only that it is encouraged for women. It is encouraged to use not to the extent so many. Not to the extent it can be smelled by others. Only to avoid body odor. But it is permissible. Don't worry. You're welcome. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let's go into the next topic. Next slide. Share screen. Okay. Oops. So brothers and sisters, is there any more question that you want to ask? Can use antiperspirant? Yes, you can do that before making intention. Don't worry. Okay. So let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. For the second half of tonight's course, we'll cover Tawaf and Saie and matters relating to this principle. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now let's get into the topic of Tawaf. In the next few slides, we want to discuss the meaning, the observances, namely the intention, the implementation, the requirements, Tawaf for women in menstruation, and Sunnah of Tawaf, inshallah. What is the meaning of Tawaf? Tawaf means the act of circumambulating the Kaaba 7 times and to comply with the conditions or the requirements of Tawaf. So brothers and sisters, one cannot Tawaf lesser than 7 circumambulation. It is discouraged to Tawaf more than 7 circumambulation. Unless if you are in doubt, then you can start with the lowest. If you're in doubt, for example, you can start with the lowest amount of tawaf that you are confident with and complete your tawaf. Or you can also choose to push towards confidence and move to the next ritual, which is sa'i. So long as in Shafi'i school of thought, so long as you are 50-50 about something, in this case, the amount of tawaf, the number of tawaf or the number of raka'at, you can push for confidence. The scholars refer to this hadith. The Prophet ﷺ says, Da' ma yuribuka ila ma la yuribuka, which means give up what is doubtful to you for that which is doubtful, for which is not doubtful. For truth is peace of mind and falsehood is doubt. Okay? So if you push toward confidence, it's better. It's better. Tawaf and issues relating to it. Oh, sorry. So when steps to perform tawaf, to recite dua when entering Masjidil Haram. So when you reach Masjidil Haram, before you enter the mosque, read this dua. Allahumma ftah li abwaba rahmatik. Allahumma ftah li abwaba rahmatik. Oh Allah, please open the door of blessings. This is an etiquette before entering a mosque. So before you make your tawaf, before you enter the mosque, once you see Masjid al-Haram, you're in front of Masjid al-Haram, you read this dua. Allahumma ftah li abwaba rahmatik. Okay, oh Allah, please open the door of blessings. So let's talk about Tahiyatul Masjid, which means honoring the mosque. How to honor a mosque? If you're in Masjid al-Haram, two situations. If your intention to enter Masjid al-Haram is to perform salah, attend classes, or read the Quran, then you should perform 2 rak'ah prayers every time if you have these intentions. Second situation, if your intention is to perform Umrah or Hajj, Tawaf, then you can fulfill your Tahiyatul Masjid by doing Tawaf or performing Tawaf. You don't have to salat you don't have to perform 2 rak'ah prayers. Okay? Your Tawaf is a form of honoring the mosque or Tahiyatul Masjid at Masjid al-Haram, only at Masjid al-Haram. Okay? Okay. So intention of for tawaf. Allahumma inni. When do you make intention for tawaf? When you see the Kaaba, before you reach the corner of Hajar Aswad, you can start to read this. Allahumma inni uridu tawafa baytika al-harami tawafa al-umrati sab'ata ashwatin fayassirhu li wa taqabbalhu minni lillahi ta'ala. Oh Allah, I would like to perform tawaf in your house al-haram for 7 rounds. Please make it easy and accept the deeds that I'm doing for you. Okay? So, in summary, to begin your tawaf, intention has to be made. And this is done before you reach the corner of Hajar Aswad. The corner of Hajar Aswad. Okay. Conditions of tawaf, meaning the requirements of tawaf. You have to meet this requirement while doing tawaf. Number 1, to make intention for tawaf. We discussed this earlier. Number 2, to be free from minor and major hadath. The former, how to be free from minor hadath? The former is performed by taking wudu. The latter, on the other hand, which is major hadath, requires you to take janaba bath or major hadath bath, also known as major hadath bath. Number 3, to be clean from impurities, najis or najasa. In fact, in Arabic, najis is Arabic as well. Malay also say najis. Najis. To be clean from impurity, najis, on your body, clothes, and the place of tawaf. And the place of tawaf, that's number 3. So ensure, brothers and sisters, that you can identify what is najis. Okay? What is najis? Some dirt are not najis. Some dirt are najis. Kotoran in Malay. So you have to identify whether it's light, mild, or major, or heavy najis. So, and know how to clean it. Number 4, to cover your aura. Your tawaf is invalidated when your aura is uncovered intentionally. But let's say it accidentally uncovers, then be quick to close it. Okay? Number 5, to begin tawaf from the corner of Hajar Aswad. We talked about this earlier. You have to start from the corner of Hajar Aswad and you have to make intention before you reach Hajar Aswad. You cannot make intention after crossing Hajar Aswad. That's not allowed. So make intention when you see Hajar Aswad. In fact, you can make intention when you see Kaaba. When you see Kaaba and you are in the place of tawaf, make intention. Once you reach Hajar Aswad, then you can do your tawaf. Number 6, to circumambulate in the manner of anti-clockwise and to ensure that body pointing forward. Do not tilt to your right or to your left. Move forward and do not look to your back. Okay. Number 7, to perform 7 rounds of tawaf. Number 8, to perform within the limitation of Masjidil Haram and outside the area of Hijr Ismail. What is Hijr Ismail? Hijr Ismail, also known as Hatim, is a low wall semicircular opposite of Kaaba. It is connected physically. However, it is part of Kaaba. It is not connected physically, but it is part of Kaaba. So you cannot tawaf inside of Hijr Ismail. You have to go around Hijr Ismail. When not doing tawaf, you can pray 2 rakats inside. Yeah. So historically, it was once an area where Sayyidatina Hajar nursed Nabi Ismail alayhi salam. Also an area where Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of Prophet Muhammad SAW, rested and saw in his dream the location of Zamzam that had been lost since the time of Nabi Ismail, specifically in the time where a very big tribe called Jurhum led Makkah. But there were many oppression and destruction to the extent Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala covered the well of Zamzam. It was lost. Nobody knew where it was until Abdul Muttalib uh, uh, dreamt about it, the location of Zamzam. So you can imagine Zamzam well was lost from the time of Nabi Ismail to the time of Abdul Muttalib in the era of Jahiliyah. Okay. So Zamzam well was once dried because Allah wanted to be like that because of the oppression, basically. Okay. Number 9, to perform with confidence. Yes, do not have doubt. Please perform with confidence. As we mentioned earlier, if you have doubt on the number of circumambulation, then please take the lowest amount that you are confident with. Let's say between 7 and 6. You are confused in your mind. Oh, how many times already I tawaf? 7 or 6? So take the lowest that you're confident with. If it's 6, then you add one more. If between 6 to 5, if it's 5, then do 2 more tawaf. Or you can choose to push towards confidence. That's okay in Mazhab Shafi'i. No problem. Push towards confidence if you are 50. Whenever you're 50-50 about something, you can push towards confidence, and you can proceed to the next ritual. No worries. Yeah. Next. Steps to Istilam Hajar Aswad. While doing your tawaf, there is such thing as Istilam Hajar Aswad. Istilam Hajar Aswad. What is Istilam Hajar Aswad? There are 3 ways that you can do. One, to put your hand on Hajar Aswad and kiss it. When you do your tawaf, it is recommended that you tawaf the nearest that you can with Kaabah, to Kaabah, nearest that you can to Kaabah. But if it's crowded, then choose to tawaf comfortably. Yeah. So, but if you're near to Hajar Aswad, then whenever you breach Hajar Aswad, you can put your hand on Hajar Aswad and kiss it, and then proceed to do your tawaf. The next round, second, third, fourth. Whenever you reach Hajar Aswad, you can do the first way. The second way, to touch Hajar Aswad and kiss your hand. If you think it's there are too many people, touch Hajar Aswad and kiss your hand. Sometimes it's too crowded, especially in November and December. So what can you do? You can do the second step. From afar, raise and kiss your hand whenever you reach whenever you reach the level of, whenever you reach Hajar Aswad, right? Raise your hand and say Bismillahi, Bismillahi Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. And kiss your hand. That is the third way. And that is the easiest way to me, because it can be crowded in many situations. Okay. Tawaf for women in menstruation. Let's read through this. Women are encouraged to set condition. Remember conditions in their intention. Fa'in habasani habisun famahilli haisu habastani. Should they experience menstruation, therefore they have to continue to be in the state of ihram. And when their cycle ends or there's no sign of blood, they can take a bath and proceed to perform tawaf and umrah. Take a bath first if there's no sign of blood, or when their cycle ends, take a bath, major hadas bath, and proceed to perform tawaf and umrah. But if the cycle prolongs, Then they can perform Tahallul on the final day in Makkah. Physically, while physically they are unable to perform Umrah, but they can perform Tahallul and they will get one Umrah on hand. Okay, they can get one Umrah. Another option, we talk about contraceptive pill to delay menses or to stop blood, right? You can use that too, but please be aware of the side effects as well. Particularly, we talk about the duration that you can use and if it fits your body, if it fits your body condition. Okay. Now, lastly, this is a fatwa issued by the Fatwa Council of Egypt and Almarhum Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi. If the menstruation prolongs until her last day in Makkah, therefore, she can proceed to perform Tawaf. Therefore, she can proceed to perform Tawaf. This is a fatwa issued by Fatwa Council of Egypt. It is also good to check with Muiz. I bet Muiz will give you this answer as well, but please go and check. Fatwa Council of Egypt and Almarhum Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi. If the menstruation prolongs until her last day in Makkah, therefore, according to Fatwa Council of Egypt and Almarhum Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, she can proceed to perform Tawaf. So let's say, for example, in her last day, in your last day, your flight is at night, 7 p.m. for example, and you can your monthly cycle still have not end. In the morning, you can proceed to perform Tawaf. You can proceed to perform Tawaf and then Saie and then Tahallul. However, women in their monthly cycle cannot perform Salah. Cannot perform Salah. Okay? Okay. Now, do you have any question on this? I understand that there are a lot of questions regarding women in their monthly cycle and how to perform them. Let's perform Umrah in that situation. So that's why there are many discussion on this. If you have any questions, just you can post the question or you can SMS me later, 84841575, maybe the next day. Inshallah, I will try to my best to answer your questions. Or you can participate in the discussion here in the chat box. Okay. Some of the references from Surah Taghabun, verse 16. Fatwa Council of Egypt and Almarhum Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi. So fear Allah as much as you can, according to your ability. In Sahih Bukhari, if you are ordered to do something, therefore do it in your best capabilities. If you have waited and the cycle has not ended, it's in your last day, or perhaps your flight, for example, your last day is, let's say, let's have one day, 26 December, for example. 26 December is your last day. Your flight is in the morning. So you can, for women in their monthly cycle, you can perform Tawaf on the 25th. 25th, whenever you're comfortable. Whether it's in the morning of 25th or whether in the night of 25th. Because your flight will be in the morning, so you have to get prepared, get yourself prepared. Okay? So you can choose to do that based on the fatwa given by Fatwa Council of Egypt and Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, or you can do tahallul in the final day, or you can choose to use oral contraceptive pill to delay your head or to delay your menstruation, and proceed to perform tawaf as per normal. Okay. So the handphone number is 84841575. Sunnah of Tawaf. What is the Sunnah? So as much as you can, I would recommend that you search for Sunnah of everything while you're doing Umrah, so that you will get the best Umrah that you can. Number one, walking. Sunnah of Tawaf, walking except if there's disability. Sunnah of Tawaf, walking except if there's disability. Should there be any disabilities, you can use wheelchair, okay, or you can use motorized vehicle. But I believe motorized vehicle is only permit in the second level or third level. Second, practicing ittiba for men, revealing your shoulder for men, your right shoulder for men. Okay, revealing your right shoulder for men. Number three, walking fast or jogging in the first 3 rounds for men only. This is called ramal. This is called ramal. Number four, reciting dua and zikir throughout your tawaf, especially personal dua and dua that you understand. Okay, all right. Number five, performing istilam when you reach Hajar Aswad and kiss it, and istilam when reach Rukun Yamani. Besides Hajar Aswad, you can also do istilam when you reach Rukun Yamani, Sunnah of Tawaf. But if you leave the Sunnah, your Tawaf will not be invalidated. Don't worry. This is Sunnah of. But if you do, if perform them, then it is better for you. It's more preferable. Number six, performing 7 rounds of Tawaf continuously. Can you take a break? Yes, you can. Maybe for a reason, for maybe tiredness, or you feel uneasy, so you can stop and rest and perform Tawaf later. But the Sunnah of Tawaf is to perform 7 rounds continuously. Number 7, performing Tawaf in a manner that's khushu, focus, and tawadu, humbleness. Humbleness and khushu, focus when you are reading your dua. Number 8, performing 2 rakaat sunnah prayer of Tawaf after you perform your Tawaf. After your Tawaf is ended, you are encouraged to perform 2 rakaat sunnah prayer of Tawaf behind the maqam of Prophet Ibrahim alaihi salam. Okay. So summary on set to perform Tawaf: to walk towards the corner of Hajar Aswad, make intention of Tawaf and circumambulate anti-clockwise. To kiss or raise hand istilam from afar. This is a summary, from afar whenever you reach Rukun Yamani and Rukun Hajar Aswad, and recite as follow: Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, Walillahil Hamd. To complete 7 rounds of Tawaf with confidence, to perform 2 rak'ah prayer of Tawaf behind the maqam of Prophet Ibrahim a.s. To make dua at Multazam, to drink Zamzam water before heading out to Saie. Okay. So, okay. So notice this is Kaabah. In the center, Kaabah, and opposite Kaabah is Hijr Ismail. It's not connected physically, but it is part of Kaabah. So do not tawaf and move inside of Hajar Ismail. It's not Hijr Ismail. It is not counted as one tawaf. Okay, so you have to tawaf outside of Hijr Ismail. Well, after your tawaf ended, it is sunnah for you to perform 2 rakaat prayer inside of Hijr Ismail. So Rukun Hajar Aswad, there are some doa encouraged by ulama, and there are some doa also encouraged in the traditions of the Prophet SAW. Let me say this first. The doa that is sunnah is from Rukun Yamani Do you see Rukun Yamani? Before Rukun Hajar Aswad is Rukun Yamani. So when you reach Rukun Yamani towards Rukun Hajar Aswad, okay, when you tawaf, while reaching Hajar Aswad, you say Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azabannar. That is the only dua that is recommended by the Prophet SAW. Other than that, there is one dua that is very popular among scholars, among ulama. When you reach Rukun Hajar Aswad, before reaching Maqam Ibrahim, you're doing your tawaf, you say Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. I think before reaching Maqam Ibrahim, you can read that. And after Maqam Ibrahim, we can choose to read any dua that you want or any zikir that you want. Can be as simple as La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumitu wa huwa ala kulli syai'in qadir. But also I understand that you have your own transmitters and the voices of your mutawif will transmit to your headphone. So you will repeat whatever your mutawif is reciting. So that is also good. So you will notice that your mutawif will always read Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azabannar from Rukun Yamani to Rukun Hajar Aswad. But usually your mutawif will read whatever that is said by a travel agent inside the booklet. So please take good care of your booklet because you will use it every time. Okay, there's dua and there's steps to do everything about Umrah, so do not lose it. If possible, then you can ask for the PDF file, so that you can have 2 copies of it. One is the physical copy and the digital copy. Okay. Second discussion, Sa'i and issues relating to it. This is Sa'i intention, to walk, the meaning of Sa'i, to walk from Safa to Marwa 7 rounds. Intention for Sa'i, Allahumma inni uridu an as'a baina Safa wal Marwata sa'yal umrati sab'a ashwatin lillahi ta'ala. Which means, oh Allah, I want to perform Sa'i between Safa and Marwa 7 rounds for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When do you say this? When you reach Safa. When you reach the peak of Safa, make this intention in your heart. Okay? Make this intention in your heart. After which you face the Qibla, face Kaaba and say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. Raise your hand and say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. And then you can start to perform your Sa'i. Please follow the dua that is said in the booklet. Okay. Requirements of Sa'i. To perform Sa'i after the main Tawaf. It has to be in sequence. After Tawaf, then Sa'i. You cannot do Sa'i first and then Tawaf. Okay. The main principles that we talked earlier, that we discussed earlier, are in sequence. Has to be in sequence. Secondly, to begin Sa'i from Safa Hill and end at Marwa Hill. You cannot start at Marwa and then Safa. That's not allowed. This is considered conditions of Sa'i or requirements of Sa'i. Failing to follow any requirements from here, then your Sa'i is invalidated. Number 3, to fulfill 7 rounds with confidence. Do not have doubts, please. Okay. One must reach the end of Safa and Marwa. Do not shortcut. To perform Sa'i in its determined location, only in Safa and Marwa. Not to make intention other than Sa'i. I believe that you will make the intention of Sa'i, of course, yeah. because we do not know, sometimes when people might have other intention. They say, but maybe today I don't want to Sa'i, I want to jogging at the Safa or Marwah. So that's not the real intention. That's not the exact intention of Umrah. So matters of Sa'i relating to women in menstruation. Now let's discuss. Number one, free from major or minor hadath is not part of requirements of Sa'i. So if women are still in their monthly cycle, they can perform Sa'i, no problem. Or let's have a scenario. Um, let's say a sister perform Tawaf. Suddenly she found that after Tawaf, she found that she is in her monthly cycle before performing the Sa'i. So can she perform Sa'i? What do you think? After Tawaf, she managed to perform Tawaf. Then after that, before reaching Sa'i, she found out that she is in her monthly cycle. Can she perform Sa'i after that? Yes, correct. She can perform Sa'i, no problem. Yes, no problem. We just talk about free from major or minor hadas is not part of requirements of Sa'i. Okay? Even if you are in your major hadas, but it's not recommended. People don't do that. But even though if you're in a major hadas, for some reason you cannot straight away take a bath, yeah. For instance, the scenario that we shared, so you can the sister can proceed to do her sa'i and do her tahallul, no problem. Number two, it is permissible to perform sa'i if one is still in her monthly cycle. Yes, no problem. Of course, we just talk about this. Okay, next. Sa'i for children. Children to perform requirements of Sa'i if they are capable to do so. Children to perform requirements of Sa'i like an adult if they are capable to do so. Okay, if they have the capability. Number two, so notice that I edited some of the language. So inshallah, I hope I can give out this edited PDF file. Perhaps I will send it to Brother Razali because I believe you have your own group, WhatsApp group. It's easier for you all. Everybody will have it later. Number two, parents are allowed to perform sa'i for their children and carry them at the same time. Okay, so if you have a child that do not have the capability to walk far, because sa'i between Safa and Marwa is about 450 meters. 450 meters between Safa and Marwa. Safa and Marwa, just one round is 450 meters. Yeah. So perhaps children cannot walk that far. So parents must assist them. You can carry your child. Uh, you and your child will get the same sign, the same reward of sign. You will get an extra reward because you're assisting your child. Sunnah of Sa'i. This is Sunnah, to exit the location of Sa'i from the door of Safa, to reach to the end of Safa, to face Qibla, raise hand and recite takbir at Safa and Marwa. Whenever you reach Safa, last time you can see Qibla from Marwa. You can see Kaabah from Marwa, but I think they close it now. You cannot see from Marwa. You can only see Kaabah from Safa. So whenever you reach Safa, at any rounds, whenever you see Safa, raise your hand and recite the takbir. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar wa lillahil hamd. Okay. Mu'awalat means one of the sunnah is to perform continuously. You can take a break because perhaps you are, who knows, you are tired, you feel lethargic because of traveling, it can be a challenge. So you can take a break, go to Zamzam water and drink and have a sip, and you can continue to do your sa'i, no problem at all. Okay. To be free from major and minor hadath is sunnah. to be free from major and minor hadas is a sunnah, but it is not the main requirement. To walk for those who are able to, yes, to walk is sunnah. To recite dua throughout sa'i, you have your dua inside your booklet. To be in the state of wudu and ittiba in all rounds. So some scholars say it is sunnah to do ittiba during sa'i. Some also say it is a point of debate. It is point of contestation, debate among scholars. A lot of scholars say you cannot. A lot of scholars say you cannot do ittiba while sa'i. Another group of scholars say you can do ittiba in all rounds, no problem. So you can choose whichever that you're comfortable with. Sometimes people, no, sometimes brothers, especially brothers, we're talking about brothers, they prefer to cover their shoulder because of coldness. So that's okay, no problem. Okay, it is also sunnah to cover. It is also sunnah to reveal the shoulder, your right shoulder. Summary of ways to perform sa'i. When one reach location of sa'i, face Kaabah and make intention for sa'i. Raise both hands to Kaabah every time one reach the end of Safa and Marwah and recite as follows. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. Walk fast, jog in between the green lamp. There is a lamp. So this is for brothers. There is a green lamp. Whenever you reach the start to the end, you jog or walk faster. Recite dua after sa'i. This is, you can find it in your booklet. Okay, so you see, when you reach Safa, for example, you will definitely see Kaabah. So raise your hand, make intention, and raise your hand. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd, and start to do the ritual of sa'i, perform your sa'i. So, I mentioned 450 meters from Safa to Marwah. The total 7 round is less than 3.5 kilometers. So you can imagine, for some child, it may be far and hard to achieve. So if you have a child that cannot walk that far, so you can carry them, no problem. So this is a picture, location of sa'i for those who are walking. This is the green lamp. We are showing the green lamp, so you can jog or walk faster. It is sunnah. There is a dua that you can read in the booklet. This is an example on your left hand side, location for sa'i for those who have disabilities and need to use motorized vehicle. But the authorities from time to time, they change their system. So you have to check with your travel agent what are the new things in Mecca. Alhamdulillah. So this is the end of our course. We still have one more sessions. Inshallah, next week we will discuss Tahallul and etiquettes of visiting the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Before we end, maybe I'll take a few questions if you have. Salam Ustaz, doa rukun, hold on, let me one by one. Salam Ustaz, doa rukun Hajar Aswad start before Tawaf or after the first Tawaf? Doa Hajar, doa rukun Hajar Aswad. One doa that you can read when you reach, okay, first when you reach Hajar Aswad, before you reach Hajar Aswad, you make intention. When you reach Hajar Aswad, you do istilam. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, wallahil hamd. You raise your hand and kiss your hand. Raise your hand to Hajar Aswad and kiss your hand. If you are nearer to Hajar Aswad, then you can kiss Hajar Aswad. If it's not possible, then you can touch Hajar Aswad and kiss your hand. But usually, you cannot even go near Hajar Aswad. So you raise your hand from afar and kiss your hand. Say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, wallahil hamd. When you do that, recite in between Hajar Aswad to Maqam Nabi Ibrahim alaihissalam, recite Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Or there are dua that you can read inside the booklet. And then from Rukun Yamani, okay, there are 4 corners altogether in Kaaba. So from Rukun Yamani to the nearest Rukun to Hajar Aswad is Rukun Yamani. Rukun Yamani to Hajar Aswad, you read Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. So before you start your second round, you will reach Rukun Yamani first before reaching Hajar Aswad. So whenever Rukun Yamani to Hajar Aswad, read Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Okay, yes, that is my number. Ustad, what is counted as 1 round when we circumambulate the Kaaba? How to count? How to count is from Hajar Aswad to another Hajar Aswad. From Hajar Aswad to the point of Hajar Aswad, and then go 1 round, reach to Hajar Aswad is consider 1 round. And then second round from Hajar Aswad to another Hajar Aswad. Second round. Third round, Hajar Aswad to another Hajar Aswad. Third round, 4th, 5th, 6th, until 7th round. You're welcome. Thank you for the session. You are most welcome. Inshallah, if there's no more question, I'll see you next week at the same time, 8:30. Please be punctual, and inshallah we'll have a good session in our last session, inshallah. Yeah. So thank you very much. Let's end the session with tasbih kafarah and surah al-asri. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-asri innal insana fi khusr alladhina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Sallallahu alaihi Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.